Hi guys, I hope you're good. I am multitasking today. I'm looking at my YouTube page and I'm looking at you guys at the same time on Instagram. So today I'm gonna do a Lebanese Arabic lesson on very fun expressions that we use in Lebanon and they are very difficult to translate. So on Instagram, I can just speak. So if you want the proper lesson, I'm doing it the same at the same time on YouTube, so you can check my notes, you can see the way things are written. So you can leave this live now and go to YouTube. Otherwise, you can stay here and you can watch the live lesson later on, okay? Before I begin, I want to let you guys know that the 30-day Lebanese Arabic Challenge courses are beginning again. It's going to be from November 15 until December 14, and there are levels all the way from absolute beginners to advanced. So if you're interested, yalla, send me an email at sharik@globetrotwitharabic.com so you can sign up. There are also courses for you. There are pre-recorded courses for self-study in case you need more flexibility. So yalla, let's begin. So today's expressions, as I said, they're going to be fun Lebanese expressions that are kind of hard to translate. So I'm going to be literally translating them and I'm going to be explaining their meanings at the same time. Yalla. So the first expression or verb is bidapris. Bidapris. Bidapris comes from the word depression. So we take the word depression from French or English and we change it into a verb and we say bidapris. Bidapris. It's depressive. Bidapris. Okay, these are slang expressions, by the way, today. So it's not like things you can use in the formal setting. But it's not like, oh my god, street expressions. These are things we actually do use. So bidapris it's depressive, bidapris. For example, I can say الطقس bidapris. الطقس bidapris. The weather depresses, which means the weather is depressive. الطقس bidapris. The weather is depressive. Guys, whoever is on Instagram, as I said, you can go to my YouTube if you want to see my notes. I'm writing at the same time on YouTube. Otherwise, just stay here and watch me and then you can check the notes. So الطقس bidapris. The weather is depressive, but you're literally saying the weather depresses you. Now, we also have the participle. We even make participles out of them. Mdepres, mdepres. Mdepres is depressed. مثلا if I'm sitting like that, I say mdeperse. With the te marbuta in the feminine form, it means I'm depressed. Mdeperse. Okay? Mdepres in the masculine form and mdeperse, you see, mdep with a p, mdepres or mdeperse in the feminine form. Mdeperse, I'm depressed. Mdepres, mdeperse, or الطقس بيدبرس, the weather is depressive. The next expression is راح فيها. Now, how am I going to explain this? راح is he went. راح. فيها is in her. Literally, he went in her, which means he went in it. It's a way to say someone was screwed or totally like shocked with something or like affected by something. راح فيها. I don't know. Something happened and he was screwed. He saw something. He saw someone. Or maybe he saw a girl, yeah, and he totally like fell head over heels. You say راح فيها. يعني because it was, the information he received or seeing the girl made him like feel shocked or something. راح فيها. In the feminine form, we have to say راحت فيها. You have to add the t in the end. راحت فيها or في. But usually we use فيها because of the situation more than the person. You see what I mean? So we're saying when we say فيها, it's the situation rather than someone going into someone else. You see, I told you it's difficult to explain or difficult to translate because if I translate them literally, he went in it has no meaning. راح فيها. He was shocked, he was screwed, he was totally affected by something, totally fell head over heels. When I use it as a participle, رايح فيها. رايح literally means the goer, the person who goes. رايح. The goer فيها, in it, which means it describes the situation of the person now. For example, رايح فيها or رايحة فيه. This one is more explained as someone who's totally in love with someone. Like if I don't know, my brother is going out with someone else, and I really notice he's so like head over heels in love with her, I can say شو رايح فيها. شو رايح فيها. Literally what? You are the goer in her, which means يعني you are totally in love. رايح فيها. رايح فيها. Guys, again, whoever's on Instagram, you can go to my YouTube and check my notes because I'm writing on YouTube at the same time. So, رايح فيها. Now, if I want to say to someone, be careful, don't do that, because if you do it, the person will be affected, or the person will be shocked, or the person won't receive it, will receive it negatively, or maybe something bad might happen to them. I say, بيروح فيها. بيروح فيها. So here I'm using the present tense. بيروح فيها. And in the feminine form, you have to say, بتروح فيها. بتروح فيها. مثلا for example I can say ما تقولي له. Don't tell him ما تقولي له. ما تقولي له. Don't tell him لأنه بيروح فيها, because he goes in it, because يعني he won't take it well, he will be shocked, or you know, بيروح فيها. So if you use them in three ways, first of all in the past tense, second in the participle form, and third in the present tense, the meaning will change. راح فيها is something like happened in the past. راح فيها يعني he was totally shocked, he didn't take it well, he was screwed, all of that. رايح فيها, that's the participle, and it describes the state of the person now. Maybe he is totally in love. رايح فيها. You can even add على الآخر, to the end, which means to the maximum. رايح فيها على الآخر. على الآخر. رايح فيها على الآخر. He's gone in it to the maximum. يعني he's totally taken by someone. Okay? رايح فيها. And if I use it in the present tense, I mean to say like he will, I mean to say in the future he goes in it, which means he might be shocked. Don't do it. مثلا, as I said, ما تقولي له, don't tell him بيروح فيها. He will go in it. He will not take it well. Okay? بيروح فيها. Now, you can even use the full expression and say, God forbid, بيروح فيها سكتة قلبية. سكتة قلبية. Look, let's break down سكتة قلبية first of all. قلب is heart. قلبية, kind of like you're saying heartly. And then سكتة, silence, shutting up. سكتة قلبية, the silence of the heart. That's why it means heart attack. سكتة قلبية. Okay? سكتة قلبية. If you want to check how it's written, Redon, you can go to my YouTube. I'm live there too. It's written. It's my notes are written there. So بيروح فيها سكتة قلبية. يعني literally you're saying هاي بقول he goes in it in a silence of the heart. You don't mean to say all of that. It's a way to say he won't take it well, he will be shocked, you know. Maybe if I don't know, maybe I did something and my dad finds out about it and it was a very bad thing, he doesn't like it or something. You know, one of my friends can joke and say إذا عرف بيك, if your dad knows, لا سمح الله, God forbid, بيروح فيها سكتة قلبية, like he will not take it well. You know, it's just an expression, metaphorical. لا سمح الله, I say it a million times, 100 times, لا سمح الله, which means God forbid. Okay? يلا. The next expression is شو بك اخد موقف. Even we can joke about this, and sometimes we can do a lame joke and say اخد parking. Why? Let me explain to you why. شو بك, if we break it down, it means literally, شو, what, and big means in you. شو بك, literally, you're saying what's in you. That's why it means what's wrong with you. شو بك? Hi Yusuf. شو بك اخد موقف. اخد literally means the taker, someone who takes. And موقف means a position. شو بك اخد موقف, literally you're saying what's in you. You're the taker of a position, which means you're taking a position. It has nothing to do with that. You see, as I told you, this lesson is all about translating things literally that make no sense. Okay, so when you say to someone شو بك اخد موقف, موقف by the way also means parking or a position. We're saying to the person like you know, why are you giving that silent you know, when you want to give a lesson to someone and you're not talking to them and you're just giving that face, you know, if you're speaking to me and I'm like, and I'm just not listening and doing something else, you know. اخدي موقف, that's in the feminine form. اخد موقف, اخدي موقف, you know, you're just not talking to the person and you're making it obvious to them that you're not talking to them and I'm not looking at you or something like that. اخد موقف. But it can also be like not physically showing them. If, for example, if I don't want to talk to you, maybe for 1 week I don't call you, you can say to me, shubeke, what's in you, again, in the feminine form. So shubek in the masculine form, shubeke, shubeke in the feminine form. اخدي موقف, shubeke اخدي موقف. يعني what's wrong with you? You're taking a position, which means يعني you're not talking to me or you're making a point basically that, you know, you're upset or something. Okay? So that's شبيك اخد موقف if it's masculine, or شبيكة اخدي موقف if it's feminine. So now, because the word موقف also means parking, we make a lame joke a lot of times in the Lebanese dialect, and we say اخد parking, he has taken a parking, which means he's just like, you know, not talking to you or not talking to me, or he's trying to make a point or that. Okay? شبيك اخد موقف, that's masculine. And if you want to say it to a girl, you say شبيك اخدي موقف. يلا. The next one is if I'm giving advice to someone and I'm saying like take a position, يعني don't talk to the person. خد موقف. That's the imperative verb. خد. And in the feminine form you say خدي. خد and خدي. خدي موقف or خد موقف, which means that يعني take a, do you say in English take a stance or something? I don't know why suddenly I just remember this expression. I'm not sure if it's that. If it's that, somebody type it for me, please, so I know. So خد موقف, you're saying it in the imperative form. And خدي موقف if you're saying it to a girl. Let me check on YouTube if anyone has a question. Hi girls, كيفكن? يلا. يلا. The next one is literally وين هالغيبة? وين هالغيبة? غيبة means absence or disappearance. So you're saying to the person, where is this disappearance? Does it make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. But when you say it, it means like, where have you been? Where have you disappeared? وين هالغيبة? So if a person hasn't seen you for many days and maybe you used to see each other and suddenly they disappeared, you haven't seen them for a while, you can say وين هالغيبة? Where's this disappearance or where's this absence? You can even continue and say إلي زمان ما شفتك. إلي for me, literally زمان, a while, a period of time. ما شفت, I didn't see, and ما شفتك, I didn't see you. So إلي زمان ما شفتك, and of course if it's in the feminine form you say إلي زمان ما شفتك. It's been a long time I haven't seen you. So when I say to someone وين هالغيبة? إلي زمان ما شفتك. Where's this disappearance? It's been a while I haven't seen you. And I haven't seen you in a while. Hi Cynthia, my sister came. So وين هالغيبة? Where's this absence? إلي زمان ما شفتك. It's been a while I haven't seen you. You're literally saying for me a long time I didn't see you, which means I haven't seen you in a while. إلي زمان ما شفتك. يلا. The next expression is شو جايب. شو جايب. Literally جايب is the person who brings, يعني the bringer, literally. شو جايب? What are you the bringer? It makes no sense. Again, it means what have you brought with you? What did you get with you? ليش معذب? ليش or ليه معذب. Now, let's break down the word معذب. معذب means tortured. Okay, it's a participle. Literally, it means tortured. ليش معذب? You're saying to the person, why are you tortured? Do we mean to say that? Of course not. It's a way to say, oh, you shouldn't have brought anything with you. يعني, why did you trouble yourself? ليش معذب? Okay, you can also say ليش معذب حالك. Yourself. حال is self and حالك is yourself. ليش معذب حالك or ليه معذب حالك? Okay, why are you the, what did I say معذب means? Um, I forgot. معذب. Oh, Anyways, why did you trouble yourself, basically? Okay? معذب, tortured. Why did you torture yourself, literally? And حالك is yourself. In the feminine form, you say ليش معذبة حالك. So معذب in the masculine form, معذبة in the feminine form. Merci, Cynthia. Guys, as I said, whoever's watching me here, if you want it more detailed, I'm at the same time multitasking. I'm also on YouTube Live, so you can see the notes and you can understand them better. So ليش معذبة? Why are you tortured? Feminine. يعني why did you يعني مثلا if somebody comes to my home, of course they always bring a cake or something, you know, they don't ever come empty-handed in Lebanon to someone's home, okay? So when they bring something, we like it's one of the manners to say like ليش معذب أو ليش معذبة أو ليش معذب حالك, you know? And if they don't bring anything, like if they bring something, we tell them ليش معذب, why did you trouble yourself? But if they don't bring anything, we secretly think that they are stingy. معقول إجا إيدي فاضيين? Actually, let me write it. معقول is like, is it possible? You know, we start thinking they're stingy, gossip about them. معقول إجا, he came. إيدي فاضيين. إيدي, his hands فاضيين, empty, يعني empty handed. إيديه فاضيين, empty handed. صح سينتيا? So إجا إيديه فاضيين. He came with his hands empty handed. Okay? So if they bring something, we say, oh, you shouldn't have brought it. ليش معذب? But if they don't bring it, we say when they leave or we gossip about them and we say إجا إيديه فاضيين. He came empty handed. أو إجت إيديا فاضيين. It's written like this. إيديا فاضيين. فاضيين. That's how you pronounce it. إيديا فاضيين. Okay, so if you say to someone ليه معذب أو ليش معذب, their reply will be usually لا ولو, no. Like ولو, you know, ولو is the word, as I said the other day, we say like, how can you say this? It's a way to say, oh, it's nothing. ولو ما في عذاب. ما في عذاب. عذاب. There is no torture. ما في عذاب. Which means no trouble. يعني it's okay. يعني of course I'm gonna bring. ما في عذاب. So if somebody tells you ليش معذب, hi Claudia, you tell them ما في عذاب. There's no torture. Claudia, if you want, you can go to my YouTube. I'm taking the notes. There, all the notes are there. So hi Nabila, شو did you make like my class students from the same class came together? Did you decide to come at the same time? Okay, يلا. Now, another word with عذاب, so we said, but the ليه معذب, literally why are you tortured, which means why did you trouble yourself, you didn't have to bring anything, and the answer is ما في عذاب. And another expression that has the word like the family of words عذاب is بدي عذبك. بدي عذبك, literally I want to torture you, which means I'm troubling you. That's why it translates as please. بدي عذبك. It translates as please, but you're literally saying I want to torture you. بدي عذبك in the masculine form, بدي عذبك in the feminine form, and then you can ask for whatever you want. For example, بدي عذبك فنجان قهوة اعملي معروف. فنجان is a mug. قهوة, coffee. اعملي, literally do. It's the imperative form of verb to do. اعملي. And معروف. اعملي معروف also means please. Literally, it's do a favor, but it's not the expression do me a favor because we have another expression for that. اعملي معروف is please, literally do a favor, but translates also as please. Of course, in the masculine form is عمول معروف. عمول معروف. اعملي معروف or عمول معروف. So, when I say to someone, بدي عذبك فنجان قهوة اعملي معروف. Hi, Elias. I'm saying to them, literally, I want to torture you. A cup of coffee, please. And in the masculine form, I say بدي عذبك. I want to torture you, masculine, literally. فنجان قهوة عمول معروف, please. Okay, يلا. The next one is the word بشيل. بشيل. Sheel is I remove. Pshil, literally I remove, but it doesn't mean that. It's a way to say, yeah, I'm in. For example, ليك بدك gâteau كتير طيب, for example. Okay? If I say, do you want cake? It's really tasty. And the other person in a slang way will say, yeah, why not? I want. They say, pshil. I take, pshil. Okay, look at Elias, he's writing them. هلا شوف إلياس شو ناطرنا. في اشياء بيضحكوا. Okay, so بشيل literally I remove, which means yeah I'm in. بدك نروح على المطعم؟ ايه بشيل. Now the next one is خي الأصلي إلياس. خي الأصلي. خي means brother and خيي means my brother. الأصلي means the original. My original brother. It's a way to say like, you know, like he's my best friend. And then sometimes we say it خي الأصلي and then we put حبيبي after it. حبيبي. You know when guys do like, oh yeah, حبيبي. And they go like, they give it like a tap on the shoulder sometimes. خي الأصلي حبيبي. My original brother. Maybe it translates as like my brother from another mother, maybe some father, something like that. So sometimes we also say this when somebody does a favor to us and they're really. My sister and friend, they're making me laugh. Okay. So, when do we say this? When like a very good friend of ours did a favor, and we just want to say, "Oh, really? Thank you very much." But يعني, we're saying it almost in a, how can I say? يعني, not only in a fun way, but يعني, we are expecting it. يعني, we're saying it. Yeah, of course you have to do it. خي الأصلي or something like that. You know, like thank you very much. But no, kind of like it's not like we're really meaning to say thank you, like oh thank you, like no the innocent way. No, like oh yeah, you're my brother, yeah, you have to do it. خي الأصل حبيبي. Now the next one is ما بتقطع. ما بتقطع. She does literally you're saying she doesn't pass. ما بتقطع يعني she يعني it's not some it doesn't pass. It's not passable literally. It's a way to say يعني okay. In different situations ما بتقطع يعني sometimes you're saying to the person what you did is unacceptable. ما بتقطع يعني it's really unacceptable. Sometimes when you want to say like you know that person is like you know maybe ugly or something, you can say ما بتقطع يعني like no, like you know she doesn't pass or something like that. Usually use it in the feminine form ما بتقطع. But you can also say بيقطع. بيقطع or بتقطع. Okay. Uh, يا الله. So they're even adding some expressions, my sister and friend on the Instagram. You can check them out. So بيقطع is like, yeah, he's okay, he's alright. بيقطع, he passes. بيقطع, you know, بيقطع. And بتقطع, she passes. And she's alright يعني. The other word for it is مقبول, which is a little bit more مقبول to use than بيقطع. مقبول is يعني acceptable. مقبول. مش مقبول, unacceptable. مش مقبول. Okay? So بيقطع, he passes, he's alright. بتقطع. Okay? ما بتقطع يعني that's يعني ما بتقطع. There's no need to even discuss it. ما بتقطع. Okay? مقبول, acceptable. مش مقبول, unacceptable. The next one, the next one is كجي. كجي. What does كجي mean? There is a difference between كجي and بوسة. بوسة is a kiss. But when you say كجي, it's like that big kiss, you know? Like, not necessarily like a French kiss, but like, yeah, you know, when somebody, you know, like, just imagine Tom and Jerry, how do they, like, when they want to exaggerate a kiss, they go like, and the lip goes like, that's كجي, okay? So you can say to someone as a joke, عطيني كجي, give me a كجي, okay? So that's a real slang word, كجي. عطيني, give me كجي. Like give me a kiss, but it's not just a kiss, it's a like that sticky one, okay? كجي. My sister is putting these emoticons like, what are you teaching? And she even wrote يا عين. Actually, I'm gonna add it. يا عين. Literally, O-I. يا عين. When you say يا عين, it's the sarcastic way of saying, oh, how impressive, you know? And actually, she, you know, so when you say literally O-I, oh, how impressive, يعني you're teaching them something that you shouldn't be teaching them. يا عين. Okay? Even when you're in a party and like there's nice music, people start clapping like that and go, يا عين, like sometimes like that. Yeah. So that's يا عين. Okay? And sometimes when you're also unimpressed or impressed, sarcastically or not sarcastically, we do that sound psh, psh. It's a way to say like it's really just a sound. Psh. Like my sister just wrote it like when I was teaching you the kajje. She's saying like, oh, how educating that is. She wrote psh like, oh, how amazing is that? You can do it sarcastically and also not sarcastically. And guys, when I say sarcastically, I mean